Hello everybody, this is Dr. Jack Belitz and welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. We are here to answer the questions that you ask. I'm a chiropractor here in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm not trying to give medical advice whatsoever. I'm just trying to give you some helpful information that you can use to make important decisions for yourself and your loved ones. It's always nice to have both sides of the story. So in particular, this applies to this episode because hopefully this episode does not apply to a lot of people. It has to deal with some studies that have recently come out with regards to MS. And you know, there's when it affects you or affects a loved one, it's devastating. And here's some great information that you can use to kind of help any of these people that are potentially dealing with this. Okay, so what you want to understand about MS is that there's this sheath that wraps all of your nerves. And this sheath is what allows those nerves to transmit their signals through it. So think about it as the plastic covering over a wire that's in your walls or wherever. When this disease attacks, what it does is it destroys that sheath that's around those nerves, and they can no longer transmit their signals. So you have trouble speaking, walking, anything that needs nerve transmission starts to break down through this, and it's a very devastating disease to people. So one of the first things that we found is a study that shows that an amino acid called toluene is really effective in helping regular MS treatment drugs do their jobs, at least in the laboratory. Now there's a little bit more testing that needs to be done to take this to the next level of human stuff, but hey, it's an amino acid, so it might be something that you want to consider doing if you or your loved one is dealing with this. You know, talk to a specialist and say, is there any issues with this? And then if they give the okay, you might consider doing this because these studies are very promising right now. But most importantly, there is a doctor in Italy who is doing some amazing things. His name is Dr. Simonetti. And he's putting his patients through a detoxification process, and he's showing like 90% or 90+% of his patients are actually getting rid of their MS symptoms. So, you know, did they really have MS or not? You know, you don't want to go there because it's all legal stuff and whether they had it or not. But regardless, people are really doing great under his care. So what are the main components of his care? He gets them off gluten. He gets them off dairy. These are really big aggravators of the body, and they can really start tearing it down. Also, he has a big heavy metal detoxification program, especially mercury. Gets any mercury out of the body that he possibly can. So anyway, really awesome thing. So if you or your loved one are dealing with this, you might want to consider making these dietary changes. I know it sucks getting off of dairy and it sucks getting off of gluten, but if the results can turn around an otherwise devastating disease, what do you got to lose? Seriously. And what's the worst thing that can happen? It doesn't help you? I mean, what? You haven't lost anything. You know, give it a try for a few months and give it a go and see what happens. Anyway, I thought it was important information that should be out there in the public. I hope you have an awesome day. This is Dr. Jack Belitz. If you have any questions that you would like us to help you research and maybe answer on the show, 402-333-4848, or give us email at askdrjackb, that's B-E-E, @gmail.com, or just walk in the office in person and ask your question. I hope you have an amazing, happy, and healthy day, and I can't wait till I can see you on the next episode of the Ask Dr. Jack Show.